Hi, this is Jen at Take Care of the Moments. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about how we can differentiate the signal from the noise. Some of my clients and my students have been asking that because we're surrounded by noise from the outside world and sometimes from inside ourselves as well. One of the things I've personally found helpful is to begin to return to the present moment. But you say, oh, it's really important. I need to think about the future to make plans. Or I do like to reflect on the past because they're important lessons to learn. And you would be absolutely right. But I also think it's important to begin to look forward or to reflect to the past from a very stable sense of being present. Only then can we begin to separate the signal from the noise. Because the past and the future carries a lot of what ifs, what might have been, wouldn't it be nice? And it also carries a lot of uncertainties or things that we simply cannot change. But in the now, even in us being here, you listening to this talk, reflecting on this topic, you're making a choice to show up. And in showing up, you're beginning the process of separating signal from noise. Learning to tune into what's important right now for my own well-being, for the good of those around me, so that I can make the wisest, skillful, possible choices in this moment. So join me for this short practice of returning to the present moment as we learn to separate the signal from the noise. So allowing the bell to invite you into a comfortable seated posture. As you settle your body into the chair, you can allow your hands to rest lightly on your thighs, your feet evenly on the ground. You might have your legs crossed underneath you. Letting your back be upright and alert, but inviting a sense of relaxation in your shoulders and your arms and your hands. Taking a few deep breaths, perhaps with each exhale, imagining that you're letting go of any tension or tightness that you don't need right now. Perhaps tension held in certain parts of the body. Or perhaps tension in the mind. Any straining or striving. Any sense of trying to make this other than just how it is right now. Maybe with the next few out breaths, just seeing if you can release that. Letting go of tension in the body, tension in the mind. And then with what remains, allowing, this is how it is. Let's see what it might be like to not put up a fight with how things are. Imagining yourself leaning back into this capacity to be with how it is right now. The first step of differentiating the signal from the noise is coming back to the present moment. So we can use the sense of the body, the feeling of our solidity in the chair, sense of weight and contact to bring ourselves back here. And then we can also use the rhythm of our breath, becoming awake to the sense of each in-breath and each out-breath. Developing that sense of stable, watchful awareness. That is step number 1 of differentiating signal from the noise. And then step number 2 is to notice when more noise gets added into the mix. Perhaps you notice the arising of thoughts, distractions, planning, imagining, remembering. Without pushing it away. Every time we notice, we're already starting to differentiate. Is this signal or is this noise? We don't have to put a label on it yet. We just simply need to drop in the question with stable awareness. And then gently allowing those thoughts to pass on by as we return again to our place of stability, finding the body, returning to the breath. by not following after our thoughts and continuing to analyze it, judge it, or feed the thoughts. We're learning to observe thinking without adding more noise. We maintain that stable awareness with that timely inquiry of, is this signal or is this noise? But we refrain from that habit of going after those thoughts to analyze and find an answer. Trusting that the answer will reveal itself when we find ourselves in a stable, quiet place to hear the truth. We need to be still enough and quiet enough. Our habits of doing and striving and thinking often add to the noise. So step number 2. Is allowing these thoughts to pass on by, to refrain from adding to the noise wherever we can, so that we can come back to step 1 and return to that place of stable awareness. So noticing now, even as we continue this meditation, if there's some sense of thinking, assessing, evaluating how you're doing, or whether this meditation is working, just letting that pass, inviting the return to the present moment, checking in with the body, finding that place of stability in the connection with your chair, with the ground, and with the rhythm of your breathing. Trusting if that we are stable enough, we will receive the signal. And we will learn to allow the noise to just pass on by. We don't have to shut off the noise, but we simply don't have to receive it. We can simply know it's there, but be alert, attentive to when the signal arises. So step 3 is to apply ourselves with diligence, with persistence to this practice. We might find ourselves getting lost, getting distracted, getting impatient. And then perhaps some of that noise might start up again. Noticing that with a light smile. And then with sense of patience and deep commitment, we come back and remind ourselves of step 1. Returning to stable awareness in the present moment. Coming back to the body. Coming back to the breath. And then step 2. Being aware of the noise, but allowing these thoughts, judgments, distractions to simply pass on by. To receive the signals of what's truly important and to differentiate out the noise of the world. The invitation is to come back to a place of stable, awake awareness. Not getting lost in the storm. It's awfully noisy out there. But returning to this present moment, and finding in ourselves an inner calm from which we can begin to receive the signal and allow the noise to just pass on by.